Shar, and I single-hand my Pacific Seacraft Prelog 34. Come join our adventures on the open sea. Okay, well, I am somewhere special in Belfast. Looks good. Yeah, that's my thing now. Come and get a scoop of ice cream. Hey, we're on our way to Castine. Let me see if I can get through the sandbar without hitting bottom. On the dinghy, not the boat, on the dinghy. So we're leaving Blue Dancer. She's got to behave herself on anchor, and we're going about a mile or so. I don't know, it might be a mile to Castine. So through the sandbar, it's a little shorter. I've seen the dinghies go through there this morning, so I just need to find the right spot. Worst case scenario, I have to row through, pull the motor up and row. So that's what we're going to do today, going to Castine. Alrighty, well, that was a little comical. As soon as I started seeing rocks, I just pulled up the motor, okay, and just paddled my way, because you can see where that little ledge is because there's water difference, there's turbulence. So I was like, nope, that's okay. I'm just gonna, row myself across. So we made it that way. We have arrived in Castine, and you can see Wave Dancer sitting over there tied to the dock. This is Dice Head Lighthouse, located in Castine, Maine, and it is located at the mouth of the Penobscot River, built in 1828, deactivated in 1937, and was reactivated in 2008 after the previous new structure was destroyed in a storm. Blue Dancer is anchored near Nautilus Island, which is not very far from Castine, Maine. And I really love anchoring here. It's a beautiful anchorage. Nautilus Island is right behind Blue Dancer, and behind the island, in the little cove, is Smith Cove, and you can come around past Castine and head to Smith Cove and anchor there as well. Okay, once again, we gotta watch out for the little duckies out there. We are leaving Harborside, Nautilus, and Holbrook Island, headed to Belfast. Oh, look at the little ducky! Oh, Mama Duck and the baby ducks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, there's a bigger one, big duck. So yeah, Mama with 3 ducks. So yeah, cute. So yes, we are leaving. Castine's over there. So anchor up and away we go. We're going back to Belfast. I got the main up. So hopefully We'll get a little breeze out there in the right direction to head there. It's only 10 nautical miles, so probably less than that now that I'm only going to the outer. I got an anchor over there. So they're having a big yacht club there. He's visiting for a couple days, so there's no moorings, no nothing. So I got to anchor out, which is okay. That's all I do is anchor, right? So we are good with that. Voila. And there's another toggle. You can see there's I'm not gonna be able to jump over, but I can hear the other one clunk, clunk, clunk. And so you know what a toggle is. See, that's a toggle. See the white? It doesn't always mean that they're the same color, because see, that one's white and the other one's green. So they can be different colors. So yeah, we got the Maine up. Look at that. She is so pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I love it. Ah, yes. She is flying. All right, and then we've got the head sail out. They're not doing bad. The tails are almost straight out. So kind of happy. And we're going in the direction we need to go. We're on course with the wind, which is surprising as oh heck, right? To be going in the same direction the wind is going to carry you, and not be ridiculous crazy winds. So I might lose some of the wind for the island here, a big long island, so I may lose it. So I don't know, but yeah. This is Coacell's Light. It is west of Booth Bay Harbor. It was built in 1892, automated in 1975, and is still in use today. It was also noted that it was part of a U.S. Coast Guard station. We have left Booth Bay Harbor and headed to Potts Island, Potts, where I am going to pick up a mooring ball. Okay. Cleina, say hello. Say hello, Cleina. Cleina, say yes, you've turned into a boat cat. For sure. Okay, we made it to Potts Harbor. We're at Dolphin Island. Dolphin Island, yes. Dolphin Marina. And, oh, it was a long day for me and for Kitty. So it's a little expensive for a mooring ball here, but it's kind of nice and it's quiet and it's peaceful. It's got I guess, a wonderful restaurant. They do have a launch boat. They bring you blueberry muffins in the morning and coffee. And you just met Cleina. She is 5 years old, and she's a rescue cat from Thomaston, Maine, and she's adapting pretty well. I've had her 12 days on the boat, and she gets a little nervous when the engine is running or crazy seas. But I love her, and I think her and I are going to get along just fine, and she is going to adapt to boat life and become a great first mate sailor. All right, well, I'm anchored at Snow Island. Anchored at Snow Island. And there's no snow on the ground. Good thing. So I'm here, and I got a problem, and the problem is my depth finder shows like 150, 134, 195, and I'm in 16 to 20 feet of water. So I guess I'm going to have to take it out. I don't know if there's something across it, dirty, what the deal is, but I'm going to have to take it out and look at it. Much as I dread that. I dread it every time I have to take that thing out. I have arrived at Snow Island. I am anchored out here. I have been here before. It is one of my favorite places to anchor and go in Maine, and it's near Harpswell. And it also, we were there because a storm was supposed to be happening, but it did not happen. We did get rain, did get some wind, but it's pretty protected in there. And I put out 130 some feet of chain road just in case. And we held fine. And so now we'll be leaving here and shortly and heading to Gloucester. I also want to say I met a friend, or made a new friend, Kathy. She lives at Harpswell. She lives right on the other side of Snow Island. She has a place there with her husband, and she rows her dory around Cohog Bay. All right, guys. Hey, good morning. And hello from Snow Island. I'm still here. Enjoying. Waiting for a perfect window to scoot from here to Gloucester, Massachusetts. Maybe with a stop somewhere. But I need a good window because it'll be an overnighter. And then some. So it might be 2 nights. Depends. So and even so, it would be 1 night staying somewhere and getting to Gloucester late in the afternoon. So I am just rowing around, enjoying the little bay here, Cohog Bay. The land here. Very pretty in here. Yeah. And Blue Dancer is way over there. And that is a hump right there with a house on it is actually Snow Island. You are covered. There is no mainland really, because all this land that you see in this bay is actually in islands, different islands, made up of different islands. Hey everyone, we're back. It's been a long day since I left Snow Island, headed for Gloucester. Unpredicted, confused seas. We were only supposed to have 2 foot 7-second waves. We have confused seas right now. So it's been making it a little rough going south. So I'm kind of angling off here and there and then come back because it's just too hard to hit them straight on. So I've dropped the sails. We're motoring still, and it's basically, like I said, I'm going right into the wind, and I'm taking my time. Just, you know, I want to be there in the morning in Gloucester, not before that. So just kind of poking along. I think I'm about 50 miles, maybe 45 miles, maybe 45. But I'm just going real slow because there's no sense pounding into these waves. And so the sun is setting. Look at that. How pretty that is. So the waves, you know, they're just really, they've calmed down some. They're not as bad as they were maybe an hour ago. We are looking at the Bourne Railroad lift bridge, and once we are under that, we will be at the west side of the Cape Cod Canal, and then we will take the channel into Onset Bay, where I will anchor in front of Wiggett's Island. We will be coming around Hog Island Channel Light 21, which is that green lattice tower to the starboard side. and it is actually sitting on a big pile of rocks. And so the rocks reach out there quite a ways, and you can see it more at low tide, but there's still some rocks that are under the water that you cannot see. And if the current is swift enough, it could push you into those rocks. Always gives me a little bit of white knuckling when I go into this channel. Once you go around a couple little dog legs, you end up in open water where Onset Bay is, and there is a great anchorage in there. I am in Newport, Rhode Island, at an anchorage near the Pell Bridge. It was a really nice anchorage there. Nobody really bothered you much, and it was pretty calm. So really enjoyed my stay there. I am on my way to Sandy Hook, New Jersey, and this is one of the Block Island ferries going from Rhode Island to Block Island. Okay, we have arrived at Sandy Hook. I am going to go down here at the other end towards the breakwall and Atlantic Highlands, the name of that place, the yacht club. So there's Sandy Hook, the lighthouse, the plane, bird, and you miss all the dolphins were playing in here. And I thought, it scared me for a minute. I thought I was going to run a whole bunch of them over. They jumped right out there in front of the boat. Alright, here's the beautiful sunset. I'm getting here just before dark. I still have 2.5 miles to go to the other end of this harbor or this cove. Anchor. After leaving at 10:30-ish yesterday, Newport. Arrived here today before 7. It'll probably be 7 by the time I get to the anchor. Okay, I made it in the locks. I was really close. It opened up just as I got here. So we are going down here. So I got to hang on both lines, you see, here to there, and they help you. The gentlemen help me. And then one at the stern, and you stay at midship, and you hang on to both of them. So, and we drop here. I don't know, I think they say the most is 2 feet, maybe. So, 2.5 feet. So then, yeah, then we just take off and go to the Great Bridge. We are in the Great Bridge lock. The only lock that I know in this section of the ICW. So, in fact, I don't know. I might be lying, but I'll have to investigate it. But I think it's the only lock in the ICW that I know of, but I haven't been on the whole ICW all the way to Florida, so, or down Florida. I've been to Florida from here, so yeah. Here we are. We're waiting and we're going down. Yeah, we're less because it was easier for me to get those cleats, and now I've a little further away. I'm glad I'm the last boat. Being the last boat, I don't have to worry about trying to get off these things real quick. And it doesn't look like we've got a lot of current pushing on us. So we are coming up on another railroad bridge that is in an open position. To tell you the truth, I don't think this bridge has ever appeared to look like it moves, but it makes it all that much more eerie because you never know when it's going to close. So yeah, so we just went through all the great locks, great bridge. Had to wait a few minutes for that. And that's way back there. And just kind of a little narrow. You don't want to veer off course too far here. A lot of stumps. So you really want to stay in the channel and stay within there because I don't know what the depth is out there, but you know that it is not very deep because you can see the stumps. We are going through the opening. We are still continuing down the ICW, and plans are to arrive at Coinjock, which is in North Carolina tonight. Like I said, you need to really stay in that white track. Don't veer too far off it. And there still can be obstacles, as you can see. The green right here, but it's kind of off the side. But that is what you have to stay in course for. Actually, this kind of line right here is basically the recommended track for being in the ICW. Alrighty. Get you further down the line on the foot side. Good morning. I am having, if I can find my bowl, yogurt, my breakfast, and of course a big thing of coffee. So today, well, I arrived here last night in Coinjock around 5:15, but I had to wait for 10 minutes or so before I could get into the dock because they had two ships that passed me about a mile out, two yachts, and they passed me. So we were coming to the same place, and so they had to get them docked and everything, and then I had to wait. So, but anyway, so we're in Coinjock. I'm going to turn you around. So it's just a marina that everybody comes to because of the prime rib. It's very expensive, I can tell you that. I've never had it. I'm not a fan of prime rib. Ribeye, yes. Prime rib, no. So yeah, so it's a stop in between Norfolk and Belhaven for a lot of boaters. I won't make it to Belhaven today. Wintertime gets dark earlier. It's just shorter days and 13 hours 14 hours is just too long during the winter or October. This is October 2nd, or 3rd, excuse me, October 3rd, and it's my 3rd day of my monthly celebration of my birthday. A new tradition I've started, and there's some sailboats up there and a power boat. A lot of the power boats have left, so hopefully I can get off the dock. Don't seem like I'm pressed right against the dock because there's no dock hands until 8 o'clock. So I may have to pull myself back a little bit and see if I can get off the dock, because the current's gonna start picking up in the wind. It's daylight. It does it when it's quiet morning, and then by the time the sun comes up, it's picking up. All right, we'll catch you on the flip side. Headed to my anchorage before I go down the ditch. There's a little narrow ditch before Belfast, and that's on the other side of the Alligator Pongo River bridge. And that's a lift bridge, or swing bridge. So, all right, catch you later. Bye. Okay, hey, back again. So we are halfway across Albemarle Sound, and no matter how much I vary the course, it doesn't take care of it rounding around us. So it's kind of coming up my stern to the port. If they would just stay like this, it would be fine, but no, there's one that comes in here that's just a little crazy. So that's what we're dealing with right now. Second option, stand up. So we're headed off to that direction, and then up ahead is the Alligator swing bridge, pivot bridge, swing bridge, whatever it does. And then we'll be on the other side, which will be the Alligator Pongo, and we will find a place to anchor down there about the 38 green, I think it is roughly, where the first big dogleg elbow in the river. And that's where I'm going to shut down for the night. I should be there around 4-ish to 5 o'clock. It just depends on how quick we can get through the Alligator bridge. That's open on demand, but last time I came through here last spring, it was, they're putting a new bridge, so the new bridge eventually get rid of the swing bridge. So there was a lot of construction and limited which side to go on, and you know, so you got to really pay attention to going through there. Good morning, hey. I just left the anchorage in the Alligator River, headed for Goose Creek for anchorage tonight. We're going to be going down the Pongo River, Alligator River Canal. It's the real narrow ditch. I got about 44 nautical miles to go today, which is roughly what I've been averaging, 44, 45 a day. So it's about a 9-hour or less passage during daylight hours. You don't want to go down the ditch or down through here. I don't, not this area, in the dark. Okay, so we're just, let me turn you around. I just pulled up anchor and the sun is out and it's beautiful. 37, between green 37 and 33. And I've always anchored there before. I do anchor over here, but see, I'm kind of glad I didn't come here because well, I'm anchored over on this side, and the mud hole here, I think they call this something too. And then this one over here, I've anchored over here, and there's 2 sailboats in here. We are still proceeding down the ICW. We are in the narrow area of the Congo and Alligator River, and then you will come out into the Congo River, where that is Belhaven, and then we keep going and we will eventually cross the Pamlico River. Okay, passing the 125-mile marker of the ICW. So since this morning, I've done 25 miles of it. And then this is the last bridge as we leave this little ditch here. A little bit beyond that, it becomes more open in the Congo River. And then you got Belhaven. I'm not going into Belhaven. Going past Belhaven, across the Pamlico River, into Goose Creek. And then Goose Creek, a little ways in there, I forget how far it is, maybe 6 miles, 5 miles. And I come to my little anchorage. We have a sailboat behind us. I think those are the sailboat I met in Coinjock. I passed them at Anchorage. So they've been working hard to catch up with me. I'm just poking along. There's a little bit of current in here, so I'm not getting much over 5 knots, 4 to 8 knots, 4.8 rather, excuse me, to 5 knots. Hopefully that'll change once we get out here in the Congo. Let's see how it goes. Really not a lot of wind. Don't project to be a lot of wind today, but maybe we can pull out the head sail. I doubt very much we'll be able to pull the main, but we'll just see. We're just happily motoring along right now. Getting through this last little part, and then there'll be, when we go into Goose Creek, there will be another little narrow area, but shorter than this one. And once we pop out of there on the other side, we will be in the Neuse River. And then once we get through the Neuse River, we will end up going down Fourth Creek, Adams Creek, Forest Creek, whatever you choose to call it. It changes its name. And then I'm going to anchor in there tomorrow evening, where it's so narrow and you got to watch out for logs and stumps and, you know, everything. The only thing good about it is I didn't meet one boat going either way, so that was good. Didn't have to worry about, I have the whole canal to myself. So all right, so we're passing across Pamlico River, and if you were to go north up that way, you would go up to Washington, North Carolina. Washington, North Carolina is where they make my boats, Pacific Seacraft boats. So that's where the manufacturer is now. Used to be in California. My boat was made in California, but they are made now in what we call Little Washington, North Carolina. So we're going to head over that way. Hopefully we can get anchored before. I don't think there's supposed to be any rain. This one looks like some dark clouds over there. It's cloudy. So we should be good. Hanging in there. We're doing it. Big barge just went into Pungo River, so that barge is going to be going through that channel, that canal, the Alligator River, Pungo River Canal. I'm glad I'm not going to be in there. They usually get there and go through there when it's dark, and most vessels are usually through there before it gets dark. At least I am. I don't go through there in the dark. I just don't want to. Choose not to. If I don't have to, I won't. So, because it's scary enough in the daytime. Even as many times as I've been through there, I still don't like it. Okay, catch you after I get anchored. Good morning. Day 6, birthday celebration. I'm celebrating the whole month of October. 31 days, right? Or my whole birthday month. So, anyways, we just left the anchorage here at Goose Creek. I think it's Snog Creek or something like that runs the other way there. And I've anchored, I don't know, maybe this is my 4th time anchoring in here. So anchored right over there. It's a red, after red marker 10. So you come in there. There's about 9 to 12. You might get 12 somewhere. But there was 10 and a half feet underneath my transducer. So you add another 1.5 feet to that, to the water line of my boat. So, what did I say, 9.5, so 10.5, 11 feet. And that's at low tide. So, beautiful morning. Look at that sky. Woo. Yes. Beautiful morning. Not too much wind. I don't know if there's going to be a whole lot of wind going through the Neuse River, so may sail, may not. I hate going through that area because I'm not a fan of Neuse River either. It can become very crazy. God, look at that beautiful sky. Whoa. As the sun comes up on a beautiful day. Okay. Hi. Hello. I'm back. I have landed at my anchorage, and it's right off the ICW Adams Creek. You know, some of them do go with their riggers out and, you know, go down the ICW, but they reach a bridge, you know, a narrow opening bridge width-wise, horizontally. I've heard them click on the side of the bridge at Bach Marine. So they have to shrink them back in, pull them in closer, stand them up, or when they stand them up, I think they can hit the top of the bridge too. So just depends. But yeah, so this is Sunday, so they're all moving out because they can't shrimp on Sunday, so they're all moving out. On Sunday they go through here, and they go through the Neuse River out Pamlico Sound and do their shrimping and be ready for Monday morning or midnight, whenever they do it at night. So I've met quite a few of them. So there comes this other one. I don't know if you'll give him assistance or what. You know, I don't know what he can do for him, but he's struggling over there, whatever. So, because his nets were on the boat, and now he's got that port side net out, hanging over the water with the riggers. So, okay, we will catch you later. And like I said, I'm in the anchorage. I'm an hour or so away from Bach, and I will check in with them either text or today, because nobody's there, or wait until morning and they come in at 8, I think, and find out when they want me to come in, because I need to come in when there's not a whole lot of current. Hey, afternoon. So I just pulled up anchor just inside Adams Creek, and I am now on my way to Bach Marine. I have between 2 and 3 whenever I get there. I'm hoping close to 2:30, because that'd be closer to slack tide in that area. And I'm going to be hauled out. Blue Dancer is going to be put on the hard for a little bit. We have got work to do, and I've got work to do. It's going to be okay. I've just had a really hard couple weeks with this passage getting here, with the weather and everything, and some problems with the boat, but we're here. We're an hour and a half away to having her hauled out, and so that's a good thing. And I made it. I made it. Oh my God. I'm going to be more happier, I think, by the time I get there, but it's going to be a bittersweet moment because I'm coming out of the water, and I haven't been out of the water for over 2 years. So, yeah. So it's time for bottom paint. Time to look over a lot of things, kind of just, you know, change batteries. You know, I'm getting a new Bimini top. This is all going to be new canvas. No more green, moldy, falling apart canvas. I'm in the canal, just the beginning of it, but I have a tow. U.S. towboat is behind me, towing a sailboat. So I don't want to get in his way. Sorry. I was anchored over there, and he's coming around the bend, the dog leg there. So I'm just gonna, you know, kind of poke along here until he gets past me. I think there's another sailboat behind him. Not sure. I thought there was. But anyways, well, we made it to Bach Marine. She is in the well, ready to be lifted out and placed on the hard. They will clean her bottom and will also they'll sand her bottom for me. And I will begin the process of putting anti-fouling paint on her bottom, do the boot stripe, and also polish and wax the hull. And that is just part of my list. There's many other projects that need to be done while I'm on the hard. So I want to tell you a little story about Blue Dancer. This is where she was for sale, and I purchased her here in May of 2021 at Bach Marine. And this is a great marina. I love coming here. All the workers and the owners, they're very efficient and do a great job in what they do in the marine industry. And it's a great place to bring your boat, to even work on it yourself. This is the DIY yard as well.